Neither of us know it yet, but today's going to be one of the most memorable days of our lives. It may seem like just another elevator, but we're ascending into motorcycle heaven.
It's that way. Did you look that way?
And as usual, I'm headed in the wrong direction. This is the Barber Vintage Motorsports Museum in Birmingham, Alabama, a cathedral to two-wheeled machines that have inspired so many of us over the decades. It's the mecca of everything motorcycles. In 1989, George Barber recognized there was not a museum in the United States that reflected the history of motorcycles from a global perspective, and decided he would start a collection. It's safe to say, when George Barber sets his mind out to accomplish something, he doesn't take half measures, and he exceeds what most of us can only imagine. By 1994, Mr. Barber's collection grew and became the Barber Vintage Motorsports Museum. There are over 1,200 motorcycles in the collection, and 600 of them are on display at any given time. The motorcycles are displayed in a building that is a work of art on its own, a massive 5-story modern backdrop that overlooks the Barber Motorsports Park, which is a 740-acre facility, most famous for its world-class racetrack. My father was always big into motorcycles, and he bought me my first motorcycle when I was only 3 years old, and as far back as I can remember, he has reminisced about one motorcycle from his past. This is a 1975 Norton Commando 850. This is one of the motorcycles that my father talks about non-stop. He owned this bike when he was young, he rode it, he raced it. I can only imagine how awesome it must be to ride a motorcycle like this. And it's pretty cool. It's almost, in fact it is, it's everything he said it was. While many of the motorcycles are new, original, or unrestored, there are times when a bike comes to the museum in need of restoration. If there is ever a question during the restoration, the restoration team doesn't need to look far, as the museum houses one of the largest collections of motorcycle literature in the world. That service manual for a 1951 Vincent Black Shadow, it's here. And these aren't just showpieces. 99% of all the motorcycles in the museum can be run within 1 hour. The museum also houses a vast collection of Harley-Davidsons, and currently there are 84 in the collection. I only wish we could see the other 600 motorcycles not currently on display. 6 hours have passed, and we're still feeling a rush of excitement as we move through the museum. We're like a bunch of toddlers on their first outing to a toy store.
We're actually right across from the track, and we're camping right there. We can literally see the track from where we're staying tonight, and they've graciously opened the campgrounds to just us.
Before we head off, we spend some time watching the track.